Now we are going to start with the topic that is the biomolecules. So the first thing you should know that are all living beings like me, you, plant, animal, like all the living beings, they have a complex structure, and their structure is such enabled that they can actually perform you can say many biological activities are there. So the structure, main constituent of the living beings is actually, you know, that they are the macromolecules, and those macromolecules are actually, you can say, polymers also, and they are actually considered to be biomolecules. So what are biomolecules? Biomolecules are those molecules which constitute living organism, that is, they make the body of the living organism, help them to grow, also provide them energy which is required for the functioning. So biomolecules are the molecules which are constituent of the living beings and all their structure, and they help them to grow, and also they provide energy for the functioning. So we see that the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of composition and behavior of living beings is called as biochemistry. That is called as biochemistry. Actually, this topic biomolecules falls in a subcategory of chemistry, that is the biochemistry. So we see that many kind of biomolecules, macromolecules are present in the body living beings, that is the carbohydrates, nucleic acids, proteins and vitamins. So starting with the carbohydrates first. So carbohydrates, like generally they were regarded as that if we talk about the old definition, it was merely a compound of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen with a equal ratio of HO which is present as in water. And there was a certain chemical general formula also which was allotted to it, but there were many drawbacks. So its actually definition got modified in such way that they are optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketones, or they are any substance which give them aldehyde or ketones on hydrolysis. So that means we can say they are optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde. They are also carbohydrates. They can be polyhydroxy ketone. They are also again carbohydrates, or they are certain substances which on hydrolysis produce this polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. So this is what is in carbohydrates, and they are formed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, the same thing, and hydrogen and oxygen is present in the same way, in the same ratio as it is present in water. So now if we classify carbohydrates, we have three categories. One is monosaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide, depending upon that how many smaller molecules are actually present in them. So monosaccharides are those which are simple molecules. They cannot, like if we hydrolyze them, we cannot break them further into simple molecules. They are the simplest one, and they are mostly in polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxy ketone. So they are called as aldoses or ketoses. Similarly, depending upon how many carbon atom they possess, they are called as triose if they have 3 carbon, pentose if 5, hexose if 6, tetrose if 4. So likewise you can just subdivide them. And their general formula is CH2O whole N. Example for monosaccharide is glucose, fructose, ribose, ketotriose and many more, glyceraldehyde. They are actually simple sugars. They cannot be broken more into more simple molecules. Second category is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are those which are complex sugars. They actually break up to form 2 to 9 simple sugars. They are actually formed of ranging sugars from 2 to 9, and when they are hydrolyzed, they even break up into 2 to 9, means the range can be anything between 2 to 9 monosaccharides. And depending upon how many if I say a sugar is made up of two monosaccharides, then it is called as disaccharide. If oligosaccharide is made up of 3, then it is called as trisaccharide. If 4 sugars are there, then tetrasaccharide. So depending upon that how many monosaccharides it forms on hydrolysis, it is classified into disaccharide, trisaccharide, tetrasaccharide likewise. And for example, lactose. See, lactose is a disaccharide sugar. When we hydrolyze it in water, it forms glucose and galactose. Likewise, sucrose is again a dihydric because when we just hydrolyze it, we get a glucose and a fructose. Similarly, we have a third category, that is polysaccharide. Poly means many. So they are actually formed of many monosaccharide molecules, and the general formula for them is C6H10O5N, example cellulose and starch. They actually contain, they are actually formed of, you can say that many monosaccharides are just clubbed together in order to form a polysaccharide. So this is what is a classification based on the, depending upon the number of units that, or you can say the number of monosaccharides which are present in them, and what, like if they are hydrolyzed, so how many monosaccharides they give on hydrolysis?